what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about raw milk. Now, what is the benefits of drinking raw milk? Now, a lot of people are going to be scared of raw milk. They're going to see raw milk and think, oh, I'd never do that because, people tell me, the medical industry tell me that it's dangerous. Well, it's not. And as this man proved a very, very long time ago, he was so ahead of his time. He was completely ahead of his time. He was talking about so many things in the late 1900s. He was talking about so many things that nobody had even yet discovered. Only a few other people, like Weston A. Price in his book Physical Degeneration, and how Weston A. Price went around and he visited all these different tribes and found out that they had incredible health, incredible teeth, incredible bone structure, incredible muscle growth, incredible testosterone, and their hormonal levels and everything was perfectly fine. And he discovered that it was their diet. Weston A. Price discovered that it was their diet. So did this man right here. But when this man came to the scene, he started debunking absolutely everything the medical industry was pushing forward. He started debunking the idea that raw meat is dangerous. He debunked that. He debunked the idea, what we're talking about today, that raw milk is dangerous, which is absolutely not. He debunked that. He debunked that raw cheese is dangerous and raw cream. When he visited all these different tribes, and now he visited many native Indian tribes, Native American tribes, Eskimos, the Maasai tribe, who are just these 7 foot tall, absolutely elegantly looking people, human beings, and they've been, around for, goodness me knows, thousands of years. Now, going back to raw milk, the topic of this video, why should people be drinking raw milk? And now that's grass-finished, grass-fed raw milk from a farm that hasn't been hit with antibiotics, that hasn't been hit with these. You don't want milk that's been hit with them. And you want to call your farmer and you want to ask him, like, what are the conditions of the cows, what are they eating, and you want to make sure you're getting the highest quality milk possible, because it's going to make such a difference. Now, going into the benefits of raw milk and the reasons why you should be drinking it is because it's filled with bioavailable products. What does that mean? The milk has not been heat treated, it has not been pasteurized, it has not been homogenized, it's not been cooked and microwaved and zapped from 100 degrees to 250 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour in a lab and then been painted white because it's turned blue. That's why. It's completely natural, and bioavailable just means that it's got all the enzymes in there, it's got all the healthy gut bacteria in there, and you're going to digest it so quickly within minutes. It's going to take up to like 15 minutes for you to digest it. It's going to go in there and it's going to, with the fat in the milk, it's going to go in your body and it's going to pull out all of the toxins and the chemicals and the pollutants and stuff like that. All of the heavy metals are going to get pulled out. And what's absolutely incredible was that in his book he talks about how he had his psychedelic experience and how he saw that all of the food in its raw form, the milk, the meat, was alive, and how much it benefited the humans, how good it was. He saw this in his psychedelic experience, which is quite interesting. So psychedelics might be a part of the primal diet as well, who knew? But going back to raw milk, it's really good for babies, it's really good for adults. Obviously it's good for every human being, but the most important part about that, what I want to emphasize, is that when the fat in the raw milk, now I recommend that when people drink the raw milk, when they take it out of the fridge, they leave it in their kitchen and just let it cool down and become like room temperature, because you absorb it the most when it's at room temperature. Also, what I wanted to say was, and this is the most important fact, is that it pulls out metals. Now, metals are everywhere now in the chemtrails, metals are in the jabbies, and they're in the pharmaceutical products, the pharmaceutical medicinal products, the sunscreens. They are in almost everything that you are looking at right now, in the drinking water in the tap. You just want to avoid all of that stuff, and that's why that's where the Primal diet comes in. That's where raw milk comes in and helps you counter all of that stuff.